Welcome back on deynonmod. Today I want to propose you a video about
the unboxing and review about the gift I received for my birthday. Have two sources about such gifts. This that it's a light that I use for my video, new one, and this that it's a book about the Blood Angels, the Sons of Sanguinius, are about my parents. This one about Warhammer Fantasy and Death Acendant, and these that is the sith of the series about Gotrek Felix are for myself because I wanted them and so I bought them. So now we can go to see these gifts a bit better in detail. About the light, it's something that I needed, so I decided to ask this as a gift, and I really liked the box. It's nice. Here we have a pochette, a little bag where to put the light that it's inside. Here the instruction about use, and even if it's simple, I suggest you to read because it can be useful to understand how they can be treated and so on. And really, you have a lot of options that you can understand better. So give a sight, it's not bad at all. Here we have this that it's a little bit of sponge that you can use for something else if you need. I like it. Anyway, it's a good protection to use. And here we have the light. What I found is that compared to what I ordered, there is this bag that it's something that it should not be inside, but it means the cable USB-A, USB-C. Luckily, it's not a problem because I have some of them, but eventually I had such problem. Anyway, it's not something that it's problematic at all, in my opinion. Because sincerely, I prefer the bag. Here we have the adapter, because it can be put inside here, this part, and this one to put in the way that you can put on other ways, and also you make that this can be adapted in angle, so it can be useful. Also this one, so eventually there is this good thing, and it was something that it was to be inside. And then we have this that it's the light itself. It's quite not heavy, sincerely. It's quite nice, so it's a good thing. You can see the LED eventually, so it's not a problem. We have this here, and you can see that you have two parts that are about the things that you can put it on some traveler or so on, so that you can adapt. Here we have the way to put the cable so that you can recharge, the on-off button, and here we have this that it's about how to regulate. If we can turn on it, we can find that here we have a LED screen where it's put how much we have of charge, the intensity of light, and the temperature of the light itself. With this button we can change the, if you see this arrow, it's on the light, you can change the amount of light up and down. And instead, if you press it, you change and you put on the temperature, so that you can change the temperature itself, and you can make it white, you can see, nice, so that you can reach a 6500 Kelvin, or you can go down, and as you can see you have the minimum one that it's quite warm one, and it's the 3000 Kelvin, so it's quite warm as light. I sincerely like the intensity because I think that I'll have to need a really small amount, the most part of it, because you can double in the way that you can understand how much light you need. So it's a light that I think that will be quite nice for my miniature when I realize something. So it's good. I like what I bought, sincerely, so it's something that I really appreciate. So this is something that I think that can be useful, and I can see that I suggest you to buy it for sure. But something like this can be a good add-in, so that you can put on something or so on that you can put in a way that you can illuminate your scene, or you can use some gelatin screens so that you can change the color of the background and so on. So I think that it can be quite nice. Anyway, we can put this aside and see the others. And then we have this other gift that it's from my parents, that it's Sons of Sanguinius. I like it a lot because there were inside a lot of novels that I was desiring to read. So if we go to see which ones are, here we can find that there are quite a lot of them. And these are the ones that are inside. So we have about the Flesh Tearers, the Flesh of Great Archer, the Sons of Wrath, the Trias of Blood, Essos Warden. We have the Death of Integrity, the Rite of Hollows, Le Martes, that it was something that I really wanted to read. We had an Sin of Damnation, and this one, it's this. And it's quite difficult to find this one, so eventually you can find this, so it can be useful. We have then Sanguinius Ire. We have Mephiston, Lord of the Death, that it was something that I really wanted to read. Eclipse of Hope. We have Earth of Rage, Crimson Knight, The Fury. We have Honors, The Chalice, The Blooding, Honor and Wrath, Eterna, The Sanguinary Exemplar of the Host, and Dante, Lord of the Host. This is something that I really wanted to read. About this, I wanted to make you know one thing. There is also another one that has been yet published, but it was something that it's quite peculiar, because it's Heart of Rage, that it was in the second omnibus of the Blood Angel, but it was not in the Blood Angels, the complete Raffen omnibus. This is something that it was missing, this one. So I want to remind you that the first omnibus and the second omnibus, it's about this. And also about this book, I want to remember that also the Fury, that it's here, it's present here, and it was missing in the other books, so the first omnibus eventually. So you have a sort of mixing about the Blood Angels. Anyway, it's not a problem if have some doubled novels, because the main part of these are something that I was missing, and this was missing one of those novels. So now we have that novel that is missing there inside here. So I think that it can be quite nice in that way. Anyway, we can continue and see the other books. And about the books that I made a gift to myself, there is this, that it's the 6th omnibus about Gotrek Felix, and I want to remind you that I made the unboxing about the previous 5 ones, because I have all the collection till now, and so we can go to see what it's inside this as book. So if we go to see about this, you can find that we have the City of the Damned, that is something that I really wanted to read. Kingslayer, Remembrance, and Slayer. So I'm quite interested about reading such books, because City of the Damned, it's something that I was quite curious about, because I read about a bit, so it's something that I wanted to make a deeper reading about, so not only a paragraph, but something more. So we have this, that it's, as you see, a book that it's not at all one, but it's something that I really look forward to read, so quite nice. Then something that it's completely new, but related about something quite old, because it has old novels, old stories, and still it's a new book that it's about Warhammer Chronicles and a Vampire Count omnibus. It's quite thick, as you can see. I like a lot this one, sincerely, because it's something that I was really trying to find about. So I'm glad that there's been released such book, because it's something that it's worth. And about the contents inside, you can find that there are 3 main books, and these 3 main books are the Red Duke, that it's something that I really wanted to read about, the Ancient Blood, and the Curse of the Nectarch, that I'm quite curious about. Instead, about the 3 short stories are Portrait of My Undying Lady, The Vampire Hunters, and 3 Knights. Sincerely, I'm quite curious about reading this, because as you can see, there are a lot of contents inside, and I'm quite curious to understand better, because the Red Duke I read really, I think only a small chapter, a small part of it, and it made me quite curious about, so I really wanted to read. And with this I made that I can read that book, and others too that I have not the option to read in the past, so I think that it's quite nice.
So,
From deynonmod, it's everything. I invite you to put a like on this video, to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell, and to comment this video if you are interested in something about this video, or you want to suggest me some arguments for other videos. I hope to see you again. Till the next time.